Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and this is day 17 of me making YouTube videos and gratitude lists. And I think I maybe figured out how to do the YouTube video thing without it looking all blurry after I do it. I hope I changed one of the settings because the last couple ones looked like they were all blurry. So I'm still learning technology, but I'm grateful that I can still learn things. Um, Again, outside of my comfort zone, stretching stuff. And today I was talking to my brother, and I'd visited with them several months back, and I was working on my book, and my nephews had some ideas for stories, so we started talking about story ideas and stuff, and I encouraged them to work on their books. And apparently my nephews have been working on their books, so my brother was telling me that they're very excited to share their writing stuff with me, and that just made me really happy to think that I have inspired these nephews of mine to do some writing. And I'm like, yay, that is so cool. Because, but I haven't really read my book to them, so they don't really know or understand my stories or my story ideas. Just the fact that I'm writing, setting an example for them, and encourage them to do something that they enjoy doing and writing, and put their ideas down onto paper. So it makes me feel good to know that something that I was doing inspired someone else just by my example. So it wasn't I had to do this big, huge, grand thing. It's not even something I really thought about since I saw them. And then to know that it's inspired them makes me feel good to know that I'm inspiring a future generation of writers. That feels pretty good. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that I felt impressed today that I needed to call and talk to my brother, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to say in my gratitude video today, but I know I need to make one. So that made me feel very good and reminded me once again that people do watch, they do pay attention to what I'm doing. I just don't always know what the outcome is going to be or how they choose to use the information that I'm sharing. So it does also that reminder or a little bit of pressure that I need to be careful about what I say or what I encourage people to do, because I want them to see the best side of me, but I also want to be the best me that I can be. And I know I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend to be perfect. I know I'm going to screw up, but I also think sometimes knowing that people aren't perfect makes it easy to relax around them, to have a conversation with them, because they're not as judgmental. Well, I mean, nobody's perfect, but I guess I feel like when people are willing to admit that they're their own mistakes, that it makes me feel more comfortable to make mistakes around them, or to admit that I make mistakes, so I don't have to try to put on airs or pretend that I'm better or different than I am, or sit uncomfortably and just not say anything because I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I don't know. And maybe those are just all of my issues. Maybe nobody else has issues like that. Nobody else thinks that way. But I grew up where it just seemed like there was a lot of judgmental comments, even if they weren't aimed at me. They were just judgmental comments from people in my family. And I'm trying not to be that person. I'm trying to be the encouraging person, to encourage people to fulfill their dreams, to work on stuff that they're interested in. And even if they don't, succeed in worldly ways, at least they succeed in the fact that they tried, that they gave it a shot, that they got to discover and figure out whether they like something or not. And I think that's great. So I really am looking forward to hearing what my nephews have been writing about in their stories. And I'm not sure I will entirely understand what it is that they're doing, but if that's what they're doing and that's what they like doing, then I think it's great. Because I also know as a reader, as a writer, that there's so many different genres out there, because there's so many different things that people like to read about, so many different things that people like to write about. So we don't all have to be interested in the same things, but we can appreciate what other people are interested in and be like, hey, that's great for you. And, glad that works for you, because we all need to find what works for us as individuals. And I'm in the process of just rediscovering myself and what works for me. And I think just hearing about my nephews encourages me to want to finish my book so that I can share it with other people and just let them read, and hopefully it will inspire them to work on themselves in some way, or maybe to write, or to do something else that you've been putting off doing. So I'm hoping these videos are inspiring some people, or at least making you feel less alone, because I know I'm not the only crazy person in the world. I know that. So I hope that as you watch this, that maybe you can relate to some things and it will help you not feel so alone, because you're not alone. And I'm grateful that I know that I'm not alone. I'm grateful that God has blessed me with these gifts and these talents, and I'm grateful that He's giving me the courage and the ability to share them with all of you, and to share the experiences that I'm having, and to see the good in my life, and to focus on the gratitude, and to see God's hand in my life, and to be able to see a positive effect that I may be having on other people, because, you know, I'm separated from everyone. I live by myself. It's kind of lonely, boring. I don't like being bored. So, and I'm not the best at keeping in touch with family and friends. It's kind of more of a sporadic thing, spur of the moment thing. And if they're available, great. And if not, then I'll try somebody else. So today was I just felt impressed that I needed to call my brother, and it worked. And it just helped me to see that I do make a difference. Even when I'm not around people on a daily basis, I can make a difference. And I think the same is true for all of you that are choosing to watch this video. So thank you for watching. And if you're enjoying it, like, subscribe. If you think it'll benefit someone else, please feel free to share it. And I will continue to share my gratitude and my journey as I try to finish my book and get it published, and as I discover myself and things to be grateful for. And I'm just amazed that the more things I try to be grateful for, the more things I find that I can be grateful for. So thank you very much, and hope you have a great day.